Good morning, everybody. Jody Brozick with Winter Warriors Live here with head coach Dan Aaker of your Winter Warriors. You're coming off a bye week here. I was wondering, how does a head coach come off the bye week?
Well, this year, I think I mentioned before, I liked where it was spaced between West Central and Valentine, but we really kind of got back to some of the basics and fundamentals. With the short prep for the first game, we really felt we needed to go back and touch on some of those things and just maybe fine-tune those things. So a lot of individual breakdown, not a lot of team stuff. We did a lot more conditioning than we have in the past, and the main reason for that is we need to understand we need to be better shape fourth quarter-wise. We know we're going to have to play full 48 minutes of pretty much every game this year, and after the West Central game, you just see how tired we were, and we just really feel we needed to address some of that. I think it was a little bit more conditioning and a little harder than our guys expected that week. But we needed it, and from a coaching standpoint, we started to prepare a little bit for Valentine and getting kind of a game plan ready for them. But we didn't really necessarily focus on Valentine much. We threw some team stuff, the limited team stuff that we did do was some of the Valentine stuff, but we didn't really talk about them until Monday of this week because we wanted to treat it like a normal week. But we rested them a little bit. We gave them Monday was just lifting. Friday we gave them off. And, hopefully we treated it the way we needed to treat it. But I think we addressed the issues that I felt we needed to take a step forward in, and so that's how we did it the way we did.
Speaking of the West Central game, really an impressive win as they go out west the following week and defeat St. Thomas More 43-13. In your bye week, curious, did you throw in any new wrinkles, or is this just a matter of going back to the fundamentals as you've been trying to do since week one?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. I didn't like how our punt team and protection was working out and the new things we tried there. So we made some changes there, and we had some wrinkles actually in for West Central if needed. Those are still in. We kind of worked on those a little bit. But, at this stage of the game, maybe just add one or two a week, and that's just probably just a one-time deal. Maybe I wouldn't say necessarily a trick play, but a timing play where you might be able to get a big play out of it. We have a couple of those in that you may see eventually. But other than that, yeah, we're just fundamentally trying to get better at the things we already have in.
The bye week, though, very big for healing up. You and I have visited about injuries the previous weeks. You've had 2 a week for 3 weeks. How are you coming out from a physical standpoint?
Yeah, and that was big for when they're timing of our bye week, too, just because we had a lot of people digging up Nick Lance. Hurt his ankle pretty good in the West Central game, so giving him 2 weeks to get back is good too. But from a physical standpoint, other than Trey Welch, who's out with an ACL for the year, we're back to as close to 100% as we can be, and all of them practiced this week, which was nice to see. The bad thing is we've had a lot of illness going through, a lot of strep throat. I've had a lot of kids out of school miss practice. Justice is still going to find her word today if he's a go tonight. So he hadn't really practiced all week. So if he plays tonight, it's going to be limited. But I guess, and if you look at the big picture, it's probably better that that's happening now rather than 3-4 weeks down the road. But our guys need to take care of themselves and get healthy. And so hopefully that stuff's gone after this week and we can move forward. But it's been kind of a frustrating week from that standpoint, just for everybody, I think, because some kids missing school and practice, and then just being really tired. I mean, the energy's not there, and I think their assistant coaches will tell you that was the case in the JV game down in Valentine on Monday.
It is Badger Week. Dan, one thing I've known about you is you're kind of a historian. You love the history of the game and rivalries. Talk to our fans a little bit about how important the Badger game is and the history between the Warriors and the Badgers.
Yeah, this is a rivalry we played every year since 1960. That's pretty impressive, especially being out of state. We've won the last 10, and before the last 10, they were on a 7-game win streak themselves. So if you look at the history of the rivalry, it kind of goes in waves. They certainly feel that this is the team that can break that losing streak. There's no question. And they're a very good football team. They're basically the same football team that they had last year. They were very junior-laden. They're very senior-laden this year. And they do a lot of nice things. I think offensively, I'd be safe to say they're the most balanced and probably best offense we've seen this year. We got to prepare for a lot of things. The one thing that probably sticks out the most with them is they score on big plays. And so defensively, that's without question our biggest focus. I have not seen them make a sustained drive in the 3 games they've played. They've either set up a touchdown by a big play or they scored on a big play. And their screen game is phenomenal. But the best screen team I've coached against in 16 years. They've got a screen on every position and they set them up really well, and that's a lot of their big plays. So when they have a good screen game, you're balanced defensively. Number one, you got to stop the run. Number two, you got to do the best you can on preventing play action and their passing. And then they tie that in with the screen game. It's tough. Do you turn them loose, try to put pressure on the quarterback, so make it harder to throw? Well, if you do that, then they screen in. If you sit back and don't get pressure, Kelber's good enough to make throws and catches. So it's a tough matchup, I think, defensively. We're going to have to do a good job and be very disciplined. Defensively, I like the look of us schematically. When I put it on the board and I go, I think we got some things we can do here. Obviously, that really comes down to, can we block them? And if we can block them, I feel we'll move the ball offensively. But sets up for a great game. As I said before, they only had 1 loss all last year. They lost to a team they beat double overtime last year already this year, which probably made them a little hungrier. They're a contender in Nebraska. They lost, I think, the second round last year to Crofton and made the state championship. They probably shouldn't have lost that. So they're a good enough team to be playing for a Nebraska state championship. And that's what's coming to town. And a team that's going to be really hungry for the Winter Warriors, been beat 10 times in a row. I think a big thing for us, we've got to match their intensity at the start of the game, which is going to be hard to do because they're going to be really fired up. But I think we can use that maybe against them a little bit if things don't go the right way. But we've got to match their intensity from the get-go. And then I really look at it a lot like the West Central game. We talked about just it's really going to have to be a fight. We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to scrap. We're going to have to be tough. We're going to have to just battle. And I loved what I saw from that standpoint in the West Central game. We definitely can get better fundamentally in doing things, but the fight our guys showed was really good to see, and it's going to take that tonight to get Valentine too.
With that, I bid you good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.